gives me a broken mind. That makes it difficult for me. Hold on. You see, I'm a warrior. And the people before me spit all over the mic. That last guy, I gotta make sure it's really clean. Yeah, I worry about everything, folks. I worry about when I go shopping and then the woman follows me into the dressing room. Why is she doing that? I worry when I get out of the shower and the dog's looking at me. What's he thinking? I hate to think. I worry that they're going to discover that lettuce is actually fattening. And I worry that one of my kids is going to marry an Eskimo. And about the time I get too old, they're going to push me out on an iceberg and put me adrift. Then what am I doing? You know, another thing I worry about is going to doctors. I mean, women, maybe you can understand this. There's a few of you in here. What happens when you go to see a gynecologist? The first thing you've got to do is shave your legs, right? Well, I only shave my legs up to my knees. I didn't know you were supposed to shave any further, but you go to the beach and you look at all these more mature women, they look like French poodles. Not only that, I find out these girls not only shave up to their knees, they shave all the way up. Some of them even shave their boob. I could never do that. I mean, I couldn't reach all those places. That's just unbearable. You know, it's bad enough when a woman has to wear those panty shields. They'll snatch you bald if you walk wrong. But I've been to the doctor enough times, had my feet up in the stirrups more than Dale Evans. You know, when you walk into the doctor's office, what's the first thing you see? A table covered with butcher paper, right? What's that tell you? And then he's got these stirrups. My doctor, no fooling, he has puppets on his stirrups. They're big frog faces with big bulgy eyes, looking right at the lily pad. I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, why am I coming here anyway? I've got nothing left. What's he looking for? Old jewelry? Old boyfriends? Jimmy Hoffa? This is ridiculous. But then Nurse Ratchet comes in. Now you girls all know who Nurse Ratchet is, right? She comes in and tells you to scoot. Scoot, scoot, scoot up! And she's got you in the shape of a pretzel now. And she goes to get the implements out of the refrigerator. Okay, now I've got a decision to make. She's got me in the shape of a pretzel. Do I fart now and smell up the moon? Or do I wait until the doctor's in position? Hey, he chose this job, didn't he? You know, then the doctor comes in and he's got the canary up here, and the canary's looking kind of peaked, and the big light on his head. And, you know, these implements, they actually look like something my grandfather used to use in his shoes. Guys remember those? Well, anyway, he gets down there, and now he starts chatting. Excuse me? I can't hear anything anyway. He's going, how low are you? I go, Oriana. He goes, what? Okay, I'm 67. He says, you look a lot older from down here. Now's when I'm going to fart. Well, I got out of there, but he gives me a prescription. Have you seen the prescriptions lately? Here's one that he gave me. And this is a small one. read all of it, both sides, they not only give you this, they give you in 3 more languages too. Well, I can't read this, so I try to put on my glasses. Yeah, no. I'll try to come prepared. Okay. Adverse reactions. You could die. You might have trouble breathing, you might go into a coma, nothing minor. But let me introduce you to someone that's kind of special in my life. His name's Rico Moreno. We got to show you. He got a prescription from his doctor. Look at this.
New York Times Sunday edition. Not all day. I never read all of it, I'll tell you that.
If he took time to read it, I'd lose interest.
I would forget what we were doing.
And he has.
It's okay. My turn will come.
Now, what are the contraindications on yours?
Well, they got all kinds of weird stuff here. Be careful. You can have stroke. You can have blindness. These are, and it can ultimately have a heart attack and you can fall down dead. But the one that is really popular. Let's see, where is that?
Do you need the magnifying
No,
glass?
I'm in here saying. It says you can get something for 4 hours, call the doctor.
If you got something for 4 hours, I think you do more than call a doctor.
Yo creo que es chess. I will go and brag about it to everybody. Put it in the newspaper, on the television. You know, look what happened here. You want to get your own prescription.
Okay, dear.
That's it, my God.
No, I got to tell the story about it the other night, though. Yeah, he has ED. Now, let me explain what that is. What happens is he's in bed watching television, and all of a sudden he reaches over and he starts to stroke my shoulder, rub the back of my hair, and then he goes down my thigh. Then all of a sudden he turns over, and I went, I thought you were going to be frisky.
Hey, I found the remote.
Yeah, I think you're 60. I want to be frisky.
Frisky at 60. Isn't that a cereal?
Could be. We've got a little song that we came up with. Absolutely. I'll turn off the telly.
I've been looking at diapers.
Yeah, just tell them I turned off the telly.
It's okay, baby. I'll get on that hydraulic lift and lower myself down.
I'll unhinge my hips and give them a shift.
I'll check my heart rate just to make sure everything okay.
Never use protection because I'm never late.
After it's all over, we do die.
But then the nurse comes in with the defibrillator and makes us alive again.
Whoa! Alive!
I always mess that one up. This is
We started out many set of knives, and yada, yada, yada. So, I can do that. I can tell a joke.
Hey, lady, that was a nice set. Thank you.
You know what? It's terrible. How else do you practice your memory unless you get up here and try to remember what you're talking about, which I just got the line all together. But I have OCD. A lot of you think that's a new one. It's not. It's a politically correct version of ADD, double ADD, triple ADD. You know what that is? That's age-activated attention deficit disorder. Talk about a memory opportunity. You can even remember that. No, but I'm OCD. I'm orderly, conscientious behavior. That's why I got into closing that. You know, because the last time I didn't close it exactly right and put it in a purse, she lost it. I had to go back to Monday, honey.
Yes.
Resurrection. It must be Easter weekend. We got it right here. Hey, are we lucky or are we lucky?
We're lucky.
You know, women may hit hard, not as hard as men do, but they do hit lower. You know, so you know you're going to have trouble when your wife says, I'm afraid to touch this thing, you're going to fall apart. When your wife says, oh, all right, now it's my fault. I said, hey, honey, whoa. I never said it was your fault. I said I was thinking of blaming you. I said that didn't go well. I like that. So, we do occasionally fight.
We do?
She wins half the arguments, and my mother-in-law wins the other half. So, boy, you know, Alzheimer's just set in. You know, one of the nice things about Alzheimer's is that you meet new people every day. So this friend of mine's a great fisherman. So I said, hey, what is your secret? He says, well, you know, before I leave, I look at how my wife is lying in bed. And I choose that side of the boat to fish from. That's how it works out so well. I said, well, that's interesting. He said, what happens if she's dying on her back? Oh, that day I don't go fishing. Okay, I'm going to have to tell some older jokes. Okay. So, Rumsfeld, Cheney, and Bush walk into a bar.
Are you sure?
I'm serious. They did that at least once in that 8-year period. And so Rumsfeld says, I'll have a B and C. The bartender says, oh, what's that? He says, bourbon and Coke. Oh, Cheney says, and I'll have a G and T. Gin and tonic? Yeah. He goes to Bush and says, you? He says, I'll have a 15. What's a 15? 7 and 7? One more? Okay. So this woman goes on the bus.
I get that.
You didn't get that one? I'm on the bus now. This woman's on the bus and she says, paying her fare, and the guy, whoa. Hey, Wahini, that's one bedroom baby you got there. She goes stomping in the back, sits down, looks at the guy next to her and goes, that bus driver insulted me. Hey, what up there? Give him some beef. Come on. I'll hold your monkey. 2 for 2. Too bad there's 2 easy words. Hey, this is fun. And I know this is not part of the comedy act, but it just turns out I didn't know the whole circumstance of this. But I definitely want to say that this is a good cause. Now you say, oh, hey, that's not part of comedy. It turns out I went through an episode like that with my son. And so I have tremendous appreciation. And even though it happened 32 years ago, I still remember it like it just came up the stairs. So dig into your pockets and contribute, because your children are our future. And if they hurt, society hurts too. Thank you.